What's up, guys? Welcome back to Viewer Castles. Today we're going to start off with TheDogDK. Castle level's a 17, so I'll run through it real quick.
Who's first? Don't worry. Plenty of pain going around.
Let's try to make it to the middle here. For people who don't know, you can stand in between these two mouse tool traps and not take any stun or whatever, damage, anything. That's scary enough. But they're level 14 archers against 19 knights, so it's pretty easy for me to not take much damage. You're like right on the verge of an upgrade on your archers. That's one thing about when you're leveling up, you kind of want to make use of the creatures that are like the highest level. So at like level 18, you would want to have almost all archers, I mean a ton of archers, but at these lower levels you want to have things that are, 16 instead. But since you're at 17, you already have the I think you already have the summoning portal, the research center, or whatever you need to get level 18 archers, so I would go for that as soon as you can. This another one of these like these springboard traps. If people know what they are, they're never going to work for you. I believe I've seen something about them being like camouflaged after the open creation comes out. I believe it's being balanced to where they're going to be camouflaged with the floor. You'll be able to see them slightly, but it'll be a lot harder to see them, and that's pretty interesting. I'll have to see like how hard it is actually to see them, because if it's just kind of like a, it's raised up a little bit, it might be enough to either make them useful, or it might still be kind of useless. Like, I don't know. It'll depend on how much they actually blend in. And, if certain themes might actually hide them more, then you would want to use those themes all the time, and that makes certain themes overpowered, but I don't know. We'll have to see exactly what happens with that. These Stairmasters are the highest damage dealers, but their beam is so slow that unless you can force it, it's kind of not enough damage. It used to be that 3 of those with a hunger bot would kill literally anyone if they got caught by it. Sometimes not mages, like with high magic resistance, and sometimes not knights that had a ton of hit points, but generally yes, because knights were pretty weak against magic. Alright, and then for the boss room we've got, looks like probably a healer there. So I'm going to have to go for the healer first, which, it's not actually a healer, so never mind. I just have to go for this guy. I think if this was level 20, I'd have a lot more difficult time with the feet pound more. But I'll just use one potion and get through it. Yeah, if this was a healer, I would have to kill him first, because I wouldn't be able to get through the Pete Poundmore in time, but since it's an Enrager, I could just go straight for the Pete Poundmore. Not too bad of a castle. We'll jump into number 2 in just a second. Alright, next up we have Slaint, castle level's 24. A couple people, I've skipped over a couple of these names as I'm going through the list, because I'm trying to finish up the list before the reset happens. And so people that were like under level 16, I've been skipping over at least the last couple of days, if you're on the list. So, nothing against your castles or you or anything like that. It's just I'm trying to get to the end of the list and get through as many castles as possible before the reset happens. After the reset, once people start leveling up again, I'll start taking names. Although there will be some sort of a level cap. Not sure exactly what it will be yet. Probably start out with something reasonable like 18. Maybe 20. Generally you can get to those levels in like a week of playing, so shouldn't be too bad. Also, a lot of people are getting, I think, XP boosts or whatever once the reset happens. I'm not sure how leveling up is going to happen either, because they said that it's going to change. Hoping you can still have different level heroes at, different heroes at different levels. So this is one where you can get the, Enrage to actually work properly. Although I think if I was over here and I was shooting at him, he would try to enrage this dead body instead of the Pete Poundmore, which is just how weird the AI is for puppeteers on Enrage. Here's to hoping that gets fixed sometime soon. I'm not sure if I can do it here because he's gonna be he's gonna be the closest to me, but let me see if I can make this work. Well, I'm trying. Hold on. I'm not sure if it's actually gonna do it or not. Alright, well I guess he is going for the one behind it. I don't know. The AI just seems weird sometimes. Yeah, that dampener is actually super annoying. I wanted to volley that so badly. I personally don't like battering rams stacked up, like multiple of them in the same group. I think it's the same thing as like having multiple charging Cyclopses. If you get hit by one, you're not going to get hit by the other ones because it's going to push you away from it. So I prefer other units with them. Alright, boss room. Wait, no, this isn't the boss room. I saw the wide open area. This is just a... It looks like possibly a dead end. But this whole group wouldn't make sense, right? Because... Oh, let's see. It is a dead end. So this group is skippable? Question mark? Unless maybe it's pulled through the wall here. Maybe those two snotters that I killed would have pulled it through the wall or something. That's probably what it was, if I had to guess. So I can drop a volley here, and unless they can see me, they shouldn't teleport. Which is a problem with this room. This is one of those rooms where you can kind of volley around this corner. You can technically like see them in the case where you can drop a volley there, but they can't see you, they don't make eye contact, so they can't teleport. They should use the same general like AI where they have to make contact with you, so if you can't like see them, like eye contact, for the creatures that have to make eye contact, the walls seem to work really well, but for volley it doesn't seem to work as well. They use some different system. They should use the same one if they can. I don't know exactly how that would work, but... Same thing that, like, you know, detects if a creature can see you. I hope they do a little bit more work on, like, the Fog of War stuff and all that sort of thing that they were gonna work on. I mean, I know they've been backed up with open creation and they're gonna have to still do a bunch of changes to that, but I think that sort of thing would be really cool. Either way, the whole game's gonna change so much that it's gonna be like relearning it, so it'll be exciting. Do we have a... Yeah, Dr. Skull. That's what I thought it might have been. Alright. Let's drop the volley. Just time out that, that Defendatron. I'll use one potion. I have 4, I'm at the boss room. One of these groups is skippable, which is, you know, not ideal for you, because this is 20 points out of your castle. Unless, of course, I randomly were to, like, walk into it or something, but that's not gonna happen. Alright. So, like, other than that one skippable group, I think your guess is pretty good. We'll jump into, what are we at? Number 3 in just a second. Alright, and lastly we have SirRaith, cast level 22. So I will jump into it on my archer.
Watch and learn.
I don't know why I headshotted that, it was defended, but it's alright. So we got a Time Waster group at the start, which is generally where you should use a Time Waster group if you're going to use one, but I don't know what the like purpose of killer crabs are going to be when they like... I mean, the timer's going to have such a low impact that if they don't turn it into some sort of a DPS unit, I don't know, you know, what they're going to really do. So I'm obviously... Oh, this is weird. What enraged there? There must have been a puppeteer here somewhere that enraged it. I don't know, I can't really see a dead body for a puppeteer, but I did see an Enrage, and this guy was on Raising Hell, so I don't know. That was a little bit easier than normal because you didn't have any Defendatrons like guarding the Dr. Skull. So I kind of knew, I saw that there was 2 Dr. Skulls, and so I tried to time it so that the first one would be right next to the other one when I aggroed them both, and then I would be able to get close to them and volley them both and then auto attack. Also, I'm over leveled, so that helps as well. Drop a volley on those 3. They would survive it if I was lower level. So this group, I think this group has quite a bit of DPS, and even the double pull works pretty well together. The Pete Poundmore kind of tanks for the Stairmasters, and they would like teleport around you and get a bunch of shots. This is pretty good as well. Unfortunately, like I was able to just dodge out of the way of this, the Cyclops. One thing is like if this was a little bit over, I don't know if your traps can line up that way, but if it was slightly over this way a little bit more, he would push me onto the trap if he does end up hitting, which deals more damage. This is a double pull, but I'll see how it works as a double pull. Alright, so it looks like it's going to be a Dr. Skull, which means it's going to work reasonably well, unless he dies to that volley. No, he didn't. But he died to a couple auto attacks. Only again because I'm over leveled. Alright. Stairmaster, Puppeteer. And it looks like this is going to be another Dr. Skull, but this one has a Defendatron, so I need to be a little bit more careful. So what I wanted to do is just get right up next to him, because I don't want him to go back and start resurrecting that other group. Alright, cool. Again, that would have been more difficult if that was your level. Go around this. I do like how you have a trap here that kind of, you know, puts some pressure on this corner, because people are going to use this corner against these archers a lot. That's so scary. Oh my god. That was like so risky of me to actually stand there and try to volley that with 2 enraged Zeeks. This has the potential to kill somebody for sure. The mittens, like, okay. I mean, it's either a mittens or having another Zeke. Like, you can have 3 Zeeks or you can have a mittens and 2 Zeeks. The good thing about mittens is it offsets like the time that people are used to. People are used to a specific timing that you dodge a Zeke shot at this specific point, and like it's different when there's enrage because he attacks faster. So yeah. So obviously, you know, you can get hits because people aren't used to the attack speed buff and stuff like that. But I think like Mittens by himself is a weaker unit, so it's like kind of that sort of trade-off where I think 3 Zeeks is stronger on paper, but if someone doesn't know how to dodge a Zeke that has Enrage, like where I did was just super risky right there, and you know, if I was silenced or anything like that, or if I just dodged out of the way 1 second later, I would have gotten hit by at least 2 arrows. Anyway, I think that's number 3, so we're going to end the video here. As always, if you guys enjoyed what I do, please subscribe. We're still not taking anything for viewer castles because the reset hasn't happened yet, but yeah, we should have like 1 more viewer castle coming out tomorrow, and then there'll probably be a little bit of a week or 2 while, you know, I'm making content that's about open creation and stuff like that, and then we'll start doing viewer castles as well, again a little bit later from then. So thank you guys for watching, hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you next time.